Hello, all you real estate gamers out there. Today is March the 1st, 2022, just about midnight here in downtown Toronto, and I got you covered with this week's numbers. So let's get started. All right, so let's take a look at the active downtown sales condo listings right now. So the trajectory is going up. If we look at how much new inventory we got last week, there's only 26 new listings that were added to the last week's numbers. If you look at the number of sales, we're at 530 units that sold. It definitely has slowed down, but it's still a very good number, very good April if you compare it to the previous years. The average sales price is coming down. So is the median sales price. The sales price list price ratio is also coming down. However, it's still 107%. Again, that might be because most of the properties that sold earlier this year were sold for such a high list price sales price ratio, but definitely this number is starting to come down too, as bidding wars pretty much have slowed down from what I'm seeing. And also the days on market is has gone up as well. If you look at the rental listings, the inventory is starting to come down really fast. You can see that last week we lost 195 active listings. So if this continues, you're going to start seeing the prices going up. We had a very strong April with 1,928 leased listings so far. The average listing price, the rent price, has gone up to $2,545. The medium rent price is staying steady at $2,300. The rent price list price ratio is going up as well. It's at 100.09%. It's come down slightly from last week, but still it's above 100%. And the days on market is starting to fall as well. So I'm doing things a little bit different this time. I made a chart so it's easier to read. You can see all the unit types here, and then the metrics that you need to see. So I don't have to read everything out. You can read the screen. Basically, the market is starting to slow a bit. I'm noticing it on my listings for sure. There's two properties that I have for sale that should have sold pretty much immediately had it been a month ago, but right now they're still sitting on the market. So definitely things have changed, and as the interest rates keep going up, I think people are just trying to figure out what's going to happen with the market, and right now we're kind of in this lull right now. Couple of things in the news this week. So we're hearing the word recession being thrown around a lot. So is the Canadian economy headed for a recession? You can read this article. I'll leave a link in it below. But basically, Deutsche Bank is predicting that the US is going to go from a mild recession to a more significant recession, meaning that they're forecasting a much worse economic outlook than they previously had done before. So what does that mean? For those that you don't know, 2 negative quarters of GDP growth equals a recession. So we've got 1 quarter so far. If we get another quarter of negative economic growth, we're technically in a recession. Just to follow up with that, the US GDP did fall for 1.4% for the first time since early in the pandemic. So again, if there's 2 consecutive negative GDP growth, that technically means that the US is in a recession. What does that mean for real estate? If we go into a recession, most likely the real estate prices will get affected and will fall. So it's going to be interesting to see how things unfold over the next couple of weeks. Also, this week is very important because the Federal Reserve is going to be meeting this week to determine the interest rates. So it's going to be an interesting week, and we'll be discussing it in detail in our next video. But that's it for now. Thanks for watching. If you're not in the real estate game, it's the best thing you can do for your life if done right, and that's what we're here to do, help you do it right. I'll see you in the next video.